my name's Maggie. We're here at Dill's greenhouse, and I'm going to show you some stuff we have to make some fall pots that don't necessarily include mums or ornamental kale and things like that. So over here, we recently got some celosia. We've got two different kinds. This is a really pretty red, very popular, close to dragon's breath celosia. And we also have a bunch of different kinds of coleus. These come in a bunch of different varieties. We've got a couple. This one's one of my favorites with the multicolor. These can do good in full sun, so can the celosia. And one of the fall staples is ornamental grasses. So this is a couple of the ornamental grasses that we've got in right now. These are all technically annual grasses. This one here is my favorite. It's the caramel or toffee twist kind. And then over here, it's like dark purple ombre. So what I'm going to show you today is we're going to make up a pot using just this stuff and a couple other popular perennials. So let's go do that over here. So we're going to be recreating this one that I've made. We're selling these for $34.99 here today. We've got a couple different variations. I've made 10 of them here, again, all including the stuff from over here or pansies, things like that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to fill this guy up with some dirt first. Let's do it this way. I always like to have a cup. So this here's a 13-inch pot. I'm going to fill it just about halfway up with the potting soil here. So I've already pulled exactly what we're going to use for this pot here. We got one of the coleus, one of the celosia, this grass, and some sedum, some pansies, and some ground cover here. So once you've got the pot filled up halfway, I always like to start with the stuff that goes in the back and work forward. I just think that that works visually. Always take out the tags. And you're going to bury it just so you have a little room on top so that when you water, kind of eliminates everything spilling out. Kind of bury that in there. You want to break it up a little bit to encourage some new growth. Start with that. Make sure it's angled the way that you want it. I'm a perfectionist about that. Move on to the celosia here. Again, we're going to break it up just a little bit. Place that snug against the coleus, like that. We're moving on to the grass. Just tearing off these extra roots doesn't really hurt it, just makes it get out of the pot a little easier. You'll see this one's kind of root bound, so it's going to be glad to get in a new pot. Put that in there snug against the coleus. So now we're going to fill in with some filler plants is kind of what I call them, just like the smaller detailed plants. This one's got a funky name. It's a juga weed, I believe. It's technically a perennial, but put that in on the sides here. And this plant is a ground cover perennial. And so if you planted it in your yard, it's a really great spreader. That right on the side there. So I grabbed some sedum. I know this one doesn't have it, but I'm going to put the sedum kind of right here on the side. I'll just place that right in there. And I always like to fill in with some pansies, especially this time of year. Really makes a great filler. Adds a nice pop of color. And every time I'm planting, I always like to remove any unwanted or dying foliage. It encourages new growth, and just kind of like to start fresh when I pop them in a new pot. So we're going to fill in with some of these pansies. And I'm going to turn around and see the empty space. I'm going to pop a pansy right in there as well. So now I'm gonna fill in all of the gaps on the sides by all these plants. Specific reason for that is trying to get all the air out so it doesn't dry out. So we're gonna just take some handfuls and just start filling in these little gaps on the sides. That's also why I have this bucket under here, because definitely is gonna get a little messy. Just kind of fill in all the gaps. I always like to smooth it out so that all of my plants, they're all even. They all have the same like height on the dirt line, so that, you know, some aren't higher than others. That can cause it to dry out faster as well. So once everything is all packed in there, what I do making pots for the store is I kind of like to gather up all the tags that we use so everyone knows best ideas to care for them. And we'll add a price tag in there. I like to pop them in the back. And then it would get watered in to eliminate all the air bubbles. After you make a pot, it's really nice to water it in, and you'll actually see like little air bubbles come out. That's really great because you don't want them stuck in there to dry out any of the roots or anything. So this is that pot. Like I said, we're selling these for $34.99 right now, or you can come and get the supplies and make it yourself. We've got lots of different pots, lots of different options to choose from. Yeah, thank you.